Very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Ellarkum namaskaram, as they would say, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. A very warm welcome to everybody, and I hope you're doing well. My name is Rohini Ramnathan. I'm your host for today, and on behalf of Amazon Prime Video, I'd like to warmly welcome all of you to this very special virtual press meet with the cast and creators of the highly anticipated Malayalam suspense thriller Drishyam 2. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, Amazon Prime Video, this amazing trailer dropped about 48 hours back and has garnered a phenomenal number of views. Fans from all across the world are counting down to the premiere date, which now you know is the 19th of February. We have media here, not just from India, but also from our friends from the Middle East. And I'm very, very excited, as you are, to interact with George Kutty and his family. Of course, you might have watched the trailer already, but guess what? Since we're all doing this together, let's watch the trailer together once again. Wow, wasn't that absolutely fantastic? I can't say this about you right now, but maybe you could actually answer in the chat box. I have chills going down my spine, and I hope that the trailer did the same for you. All I can say is that we're going to wait for the February 19th to watch this film, and I'm sure it has lots of twists and turns and will be met with equal amounts of love and appreciation from fans all over the world. Well, riding high on the overwhelming response we've received for this epic trailer, yes, we're going to be joined and in the very esteemed company of Mohanlal sir, Jeethu sir, Meena ma'am, Esther, Ansiba and Vijay Subramaniam from Amazon Prime Video. But before I invite them on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, and our friends from the media, may I please tell you how you can actually interact and participate in our press conference today? There is a chat icon at the bottom right of your screen to ask questions. All you've got to do is drop a message, actually drop in your questions so that we can get them to your stars. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that we've all been waiting for. I mean, this is goosebumps personally for me, you know. I'm so excited to welcome the critically acclaimed actor par excellence, Mr. Mohanlal, in a career spanning 4 decades. Mr. Mohanlal, aka, or as you call him, Lalaton, is fondly known as, you know, to people and peers in the industry. He's worked in over 340 films and been a force to reckon with. And I truly couldn't be happier to welcome him today on this virtual press conference. Hi, sir. Welcome. So over to you. Would love for you to start off this press conference today.
I want to thank you all for joining this online conference today for our movie Drishyam 2. We have been getting phenomenal responses for the trailer and we are extremely grateful for it. We have all been going through a tough time these days due to the pandemic, and there are a lot of people who are dependent directly or indirectly on the entertainment industry to make ends meet. Looking forward to having a productive and enjoyable discussion about the movie with you all today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This is very, very kind of you and very auspicious, honestly, for all of us, for you to have started this off today. Up next, I'd like to welcome the mastermind behind this thriller, Mr. Jeethu Joseph, the writer and director of Drishyam and Drishyam 2. Undoubtedly, this combination of Mohanlal sir and Jeethu sir is one of the most successful ones in Malayalam film industry, of course. And Drishyam broke many records when it released in 2013. We can't see what Drishyam 2 has in store for us. So let's welcome none other than Jeethu sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, Jeethu sir. Over to you. Please welcome our friends from the press and the media.
Sure. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for joining us. It's a pleasure to be here with you all today to discuss our movie Drishyam 2. On behalf of the entire Drishyam team, we are grateful for the amazing response that the trailer has been getting. And we are really excited to share the movie with you on February 19th on Amazon Prime Video. Of course, we know that the movie comes with a baggage of expectations. We hope and pray that we'll be able to satisfy the audience. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Of course, up next joining us, we have the wonderful ladies of the Drishyam series, Meena ma'am, Ansiba and Esther, who star in pivotal roles in the film. Warm hello and welcome to all of you. I hope you're as excited to be back with us after a long gap of 7 years. Hi.
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you. We're going to be back with them very soon for questions, ladies and gentlemen. So please, please, please be with us. And now, of course, let's welcome the powerhouse behind this Amazon original movie, Mr. Vijay Subramaniam, director and head content, Amazon Prime Video India. Over to you, Vijay.
Thank you, Rohini. Thank you, everyone. It's always a pleasure and an honor, and I'm extremely grateful to be able to present one more amazing piece of content to our customers. But before that, I'd like to welcome all the members of the media who've joined us. It's to celebrate the release of what I believe is another masterpiece in storytelling. I'm equally honored to share the space with Laletan, Jeethu Joseph, Esther, Hasiba, and Meena. The family of George Kutty is special in so many ways, and I'm sure you've already seen that teased in the trailer. And I can tell you that we, as a fan, first, the fact that they announced that they're going to be doing a sequel had me all revved up. And I never imagined that I'd be sitting here alongside this wonderful cast and the creator to actually celebrate its worldwide premiere on Amazon Prime Video. So, that's as lucky as I can get. So with no further ado, I'd like to, turn this over to the members of the media. I would be remiss not to call out what a wonderful partnership we've had with Aashirvad cinemas. When we launched the Malayalam language on our service, they blessed us with Lucifer. And I'm very grateful to Antony Chetan for that. And now we've taken our relationship up of several notches, and with the impending release of Drishyam, the second part.
Thank you so much, Vijay. What I like most about this little address that you did was that you could not help being the fanboy that you were. And that's what truly, makes this such a special launch for us. So thank you so much for being with us. And yes, we'll come back to you with more questions.
Of course.
It's absolutely amazing to have all of you here. And there are so many questions. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and start off. Mohanlal, sir, I'd love to start with you again. So please, yes, share your thoughts on Drishyam 2 with us, and please tell us how has the entire experience been as a whole, and if you have a message for the media and for your fans.
A crime once done haunts forever. It's the tagline.
Correct.
George Kutty and his family are still living in its trauma. Drishyam was a blockbuster when it released in 2013 and achieved cult status. The first part of the film was a huge success, not just in Malayalam, but also in multiple languages. It was also the first Indian movie to be remade in Chinese. Drishyam was a critical as well as commercial success, and one of the films that changed how the world looked at Malayalam cinema. There is definitely a lot of pressure in making a sequel of such a movie, but we are very confident that it will be loved and well received by viewers. We are now ready to take the legacy forward and achieve a new cinematic milestone with Drishyam 2.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being part of such a wonderful story. And these are the stories that make our country. So thank you so much. We'll be back with Sir in just a little bit. If I could please request Jeethu sir to join me at this point.
Yeah.
Hi, Jeethu sir.
Hi.
I'm going to ask you the question everyone's probably asked you. Why have you waited 7 years to bring this sequel? That's number one. And of course, there's a creative process behind this. So could you please take us through that creative process of bringing the sequel to life?
It took 7 years because actually I started thinking about a sequel only on 2015 onwards. Because before that, I felt there is no chance for a second part.
Okay.
So many people were asking about possibility of a sequel. And then I said, no, the story is finished. That's the end of it. There is no possibility. But after 2-3 years, people started making sequel stories on their own. So automatically, I think one day Antony asked me, "Why don't you think you just try? If it is not okay, if it is not working, just leave it. Why don't you try?" Then okay. Then I thought maybe I will seriously. I will think about this thing, and I started thinking about the possibilities. And it took almost 5 years to come to this frame. And the moment I said I am going to write this thing, my family said, "Don't do it. Don't destroy that name." Okay. Then I told him, and I told Laletan and Antony, I have a frame, I have a storyline, but I won't confirm it right now. Let me write a first draft. Then only we will decide. Then I wrote the first draft, and somehow then I showed it to my family, because they are the first three who opposed this thing, right? So after reading the final draft, what they told me is, "Daddy, just do it. This is a good film. This is a good film. I think you can do this thing."
Correct.
Then I made some corrections. Then I sent it to Lalit, and then slowly I sent it to so many people for feedback, because this is something serious, right? If you done something, you can't mess with this script or this second part.
Yes.
So I took a lot of feedback. Then everybody said, "Just go ahead. This is a good film." That's what everyone told me. Then I said, okay. Then I sent it to Lalit, and everybody was happy. Then we started the shoot and everything.
I have so many questions, but if I ask you any more, then you'll have to give me some very, very important details. So I'm going to save myself. But I do want to say, I love what you said, sir, where you said you can't mess with it. And that is truly the spirit of something that you're doing for the fans of the film. So thank you so much. I do want to also add, this is going to put a smile on everybody's face. The trailer crossed 5 million views within the first 24 hours and has now, at this point, been viewed over 9 million times.
Wow.
So wherever you are, just give yourselves a big hand.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Anything done with that, as I say, dedication and love will always find its spirit. Well, thank you so much, Jeethu sir. We'll come right back with you, of course, because we have questions from the media as well coming in. We'll be back with you in just a little bit. Thank you. At this point, can I please request Meena ma'am to join me on the stage, on the virtual stage, as you call it. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm going to start off straight away by telling you, I was looking at the trailer and the comments under it. And what stood out was the chemistry between you and Mohanlal, sir. Oh my God, tell us the secret.
To be very honest, I don't know what to say about it. In fact, the whole of Kerala feels that way about me and Lal sir.
Yes.
In fact, I feel so thrilled. I feel so blessed. And, I feel extremely happy that I could give this kind of an impact to the audience. A pair could do so much wonders and give so much of excitement to people. And that's what we are here for, right? I mean, we have to entertain the people, and we are doing a good job, I guess. And I'm really happy about this thing, and I feel so blessed. Thank you. I have nothing else to say, really.
I have another question for you, and that question is, what was your experience like working on Drishyam 2 without revealing too much? Because, hey, this is that sort of film where we can't tell you too much. Please.
Yes, exactly. Initially, when they told me that they are doing a sequel, they're doing Drishyam 2, I was extremely thrilled. I was, but I was always having this, a small little doubt that in case, what if in the second part, I don't have much to do? Just because I did the first part, I have to continue the second part without much character or much, so that was the only thing that was bothering me. And I was, though I was thrilled, I couldn't really share this with anyone, especially to the makers. But fortunately, I when I heard the script, I was extremely thrilled because I also had a lot of things. My character had a lot of depth and importance in the sequel, also Drishyam 2. So I'm excitement overloaded.
Well, thank you, Meena, ma'am. And I can see how you're measuring your words, because this is
Yes.
that sort of a film. You can't say too much, but we have to talk to each other today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, at this point, can I please have Ansiba with me on the screen? Hi, Ansiba.
Hi, how are you?
First, I'm great, but let me tell you, when I'm seeing you right now, I'm sure the fans have a similar reaction, because there you are. Your character in Drishyam 2 is all grown up. So can you tell us what are the changes that your character has been through in these 7 years? Tell us.
Yeah, actually, it's been 7 years after Drishyam 1. I never thought that Drishyam 2 will be coming soon. During the lockdown, Jeethu sir called me and he informed me that we are going to start shooting for Drishyam 2. I was like, what's up? And he was like, yeah, we are going to start it. And I was, oh my God. And impulsively, I went the location. It was a rejoining for us after 7 long years.
Correct.
And we were all very happy. And we had to maintain the emotional continuity from the Drishyam 1.
Beautiful.
So we managed it. I think people will accept it. And slightly we have changes in our character because the time has gone. It's after 7 years. She is now studying in college. When Drishyam 1, she was studying in +1. She was a high secondary student. Now she is a college student, and she has a maturity of 7 more years. But she is in that trauma. So it's her character is like she has some problems, but she's happy because always her father is there to protect her.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love what you said, the emotional continuity. It's such I wish more actors, and I'm sure you're learning from the best, because, Mohanlal sir is there, probably to guide you in this aspect. But that's such a beautiful term. And I'm going to keep that with me as something that I'll always remember from this interaction. Thanks, Ansiba. And we're going to come back with you in just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now, of course, time to bring on Esther. Hi, Esther.
Hi, Roshni.
Esther, I have to ask you this question that I've not asked anybody else so far, which is, coming back on this Drishyam family is like a reunion, right? Tell us, how is it to be reunited with the family?
It was really exciting, like Ansiba Chichi said, during lockdown, Jeethu uncle called me up and he was like, we're going to do the part 2. I'm like, okay, I was really excited, but I wanted to keep it low as possible. I was like, okay. And he's like, most probably going to shoot it during, these months. So this excitement was there, but also, what do you say? I had to keep it controlled because I didn't know the story. I didn't know what part I was going to play. So this was all playing in my mind, but the excitement was there. And while we came back to shoot, it was the best thing that happened last year, because we had a rough year last year. So, it was fun. It was great. And I still have the excitement, but I don't want to show it.
I totally understand, which is why, we have decided to ask you just enough for you to leave the audiences with more. So thanks, Esther, for that. I really, really appreciate it. We'll be back with you very, very soon for some media questions. And now, of course, over to Vijay. Vijay, Amazon Prime Video has been presenting some great regional content. Do you think that regional films and stories have a larger appeal and audience perhaps across India and the rest of the world? Well, I have too many questions, so let me give you another one as well. What are your expectations from Drishyam 2?
Well, look, from the very beginning, the way we've programmed our content for our Indian customers is to take into account their existing tastes and preferences and their evolving ones. We recognize the diversity of this country, and we know that there are rich stories that come from the length and breadth of it. So it's always been very important to reflect that diversity in the way we program our content. Um, I mean, we have stories in multiple Indian languages, and I think the southern region has always had a rich tradition of great cinematic content. And, we've been very cognizant of that. We've tried tried to keep our focus on what customers would really like. And at the same time, work very deeply with the entertainment industry there to give them a really strategic outlook so that these partnerships are long and fruitful. But also, we are, in a way, I think we're also encouraging more stories, richer stories, high concepts, etc., to find their place under the sun. It's always been a pleasure working with the folks in across these industries, and in particular with Malayalam, where there's been such a rich, extremely highly intellectually stimulating kind of stories. I mean, there's just so many of them. You right from Lucifer on the one end of the spectrum to See You Soon on the other end. And then, there's a whole bunch of things in between. So whether it's halal love story or trans, you can go on and on. Android Kunjapan. I mean, there's just so many interesting stories that come out of that region. And I think we've been very grateful that the industries, embraced us with open arms. They've welcomed us. They realize the potential that we bring, both in terms of encouragement on the creative side, but in terms of mass reach and distribution. Here's an interesting fact. For all these regional films that we've been programming, whether it's Sura Reporter or Mara or, and I'm pretty sure See You Soon, and then pretty sure with Drishyam 2 as well, 50% of the audience consuming this content are coming from outside the origin state. That just tells you how popular these stories can become. And it also tells you that through Prime Video, these creators are getting an opportunity to create reach where none existed. So we're very proud to be providing that. I mean, especially at a time when, cinemas are undergoing the kind of catharsis that they are, but even otherwise, the fact remains that thanks to our ability to provide high quality stories day and date across the country and across the world, there's so many people who are non-diaspora leaning into these wonderful stories, discovering the content, whether it's through word of mouth, social media, friend circles, whatever it is. And they're able to enjoy high quality entertainment in the comfort and luxury of their homes. And I think that's an amazing thing that I'm particularly very proud of. Coming to Drishyam 2, I can't wait for the world to see it. I personally believe that, very rarely, when you have a masterpiece and then someone says they're going to take a shot at making the masterpiece even better, there's always that little tinge of tension as a fan that you carry. I carried it. And I must tell you that it's an exhilarating piece of work.
Truly.
It's a perfect blend of the elements. It's got all the ingredients of the whodunit, and it's got high quality emotional family drama intertwined. And the message that comes out of it at a metaphorical level and at an entertainment level are things that are going to be spoken about for, I would say, years, because it's just absolutely brilliant. I can't wait for people to see it. And, I'm kind of holding back answering the question.
I know, I can see that.
But yeah, that's the expectation that we have. I'm very sure that if the film will get a lot of love from not just India, but from all over the world. And I'm pretty sure, like what the first one did, this too is going to become a part of the storytelling canon of Malayalam cinema.
So wonderful. Thank you, Vijay. I'm so glad you took the time to actually express your innermost thoughts. For right now, I think this is such an opportune moment because it's very rare that we get all of you together, and thanks to technology that's happening. So what we're going to do right now, Vijay, and of course, the rest of our esteemed guests is I'm going to request you to kindly look into your cameras and we're going to take a screenshot to commemorate this moment. Yeah, I think we should say Drishyam 2. Oh, that's so fantastic. I'll give you a quick insight into the Drishyam journey for me personally. I watched it in Hindi first. And then when I knew that it was actually originally made in Malayalam, and I actually watched it in Malayalam, and there is no comparison really because they're all different interpretations from their own filmmakers. But I also do want to say that these are stories which are so universal. It just gets translated so easily. And I think that that's the gift of a great story. So thank you so much to everyone who's been part of this wonderful film and the process. At this point, I have a lot of questions coming in from our friends from the media. And since they've been giving us their questions in the chat box, I will be asking some select questions in the interest of time. The first question, of course, is for Mohanlal, sir. Hi, sir. Welcome back again. So this question comes to you from Supriya from the BBC. She wants to ask you, what are the challenges when you make a second part of an already hit film like Drishyam? And as it's an Amazon Prime Video release, it will premiere worldwide for audiences across the globe. So are you excited about that?
The most important challenge is the script. The story, the script.
Yes.
How you are conceiving it, how you are portraying it, how you are showing it to the audience. Because the movie takes the viewers in the interviewing world of George Kutty and his family,
Yes.
and how their lives altered post their own fateful night. So it's a big challenge. The story should be gripping, and the movie should keep the fans or the audience at the edge of their seats.
Yeah.
And like Jithesh said, sequel. It's a big challenge for basically. The big challenge is for Jeethu. For me, still I don't know who is George. What is in his mind?
Wow.
How he is behaving to protect his family. So my challenge is to portray the character. The main challenge of the Drishyam 2 is the story. And we were very focused to bring this film because we want to bring the audience back to the theater or back to the entertainment industry. And people should watch it. They should say, oh my God, this is the film we are waiting for. And I think we are doing it right now. It's a proper thing. And it is, the sequel is not it is not only a film, it's just not only a climax. It revolves around how the family is doing right now. The focus is more on emotions and relationships this time. So we are waiting to get the reaction from the audience. Then only we can say how far we succeed in this.
How wonderful. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And this is really, more pressure on Jeethu, sir, as he said, because that's the original pressure point, right? So I'm going to take this next question for Jeethu, sir. So this question comes from Manoj from the Indian Express. He wants to know, did you know from the beginning, and you answered this a little earlier, but it'll be great if you can answer this again. Did you know right up start that you were going to make a sequel to Drishyam when you made the first film? Or how did the inspiration for the second part strike you out of the blue?
Like I said earlier, in the beginning, after the Drishyam 1, actually I thought Drishyam, there is no chance for a sequel. Everyone was asking me, and Antony Perumbavoor was putting pressure on me, just think about it. But seriously, I thought there is no chance for this thing because the film has ended here. But after in 2015 onwards, I started thinking about a sequel. So my first line of thing was, okay, the biggest challenge in making a sequel for this film is actually I should maintain the character continuity. That's the biggest challenge. And it's been 6 years. So there will be changes in their character, slight changes in the characters depending upon the maturity level and the conditions, because of the family conditions are changed. George Kutty's family is leading a life totally different from the previous, previous that crime, right?
Sure.
Now they are under a lot of pressure, so many investigation movements from the police side. So it will automatically, it will happen. And then I thought, what will be the reaction of the society from that aspect? Because he's been accused of some crime, and later people are realizing that there is something. There is no smoke without fire, right?
Correct.
So people started gossiping, and of course, George Uti is, I mean, his life standard has increased. He became a theater operator.
Yes.
Automatically, the jealousy of the neighborhood.
Correct.
They started making stories with each member. So how these things will affect? So then I thought, okay, the family drama should be the core element of the Drishyam 2. And unfortunately, I can't talk much about this thing, which I then I will be revealing few important, So this is the main thing, the trauma, the family trauma. I was concentrating on the family trauma. What will be a family, condition after this kind of crime happened in their this thing, right? They are not professionals. They don't know how to handle this pressure. So each character has different problems. Meena, Rani has a totally lost. She is totally isolated feeling, and Esther, she is totally in a don't care attitude because she is the least affected.
Yes.
Member in this thing, and George Uti is very confident, and he's became careless, which affected Meena. Everything is connected, and of course Ansiba, she is the main culprit here. No, so she has some psychological issues. So I put these things and I worked on the script, and it came out well. I can say much more than that.
Well, for someone who cannot give away too much, so you've actually given us quite a bit. So thank you so much for once again taking that question. And once again, I wish you luck with this reception of this film. I cannot wait for it. All right, our next question, of course, is going to go to Meena. Meena, ma'am, thank you so much for joining me again. This is a good question. This one is Debrati from Batman. She wants to know what excited you about playing Rani George again. And I think we already know the answer, but just to answer her once again, will Drishyam 2 be an extension of Drishyam?
Yes, of course. It's a extension of Drishyam, the extension of the family which went through so much, and what are they going through right now after 6-7 years. How the family is coping up, how are they relating to each other, and to that incident, what happened in Drishyam, did that affect them? It's like, every character's got their own problems, and how are they coping up? Especially my character, she is so worried because she doesn't know what really happened, what George Kutty did. So that stays a secret. He says it stays a secret until until the end of my life. So she doesn't know what happened exactly. She couldn't share. She couldn't think of anything else other than this. So the trauma, what she goes through, and does that really affect the family, or what she does, what she doesn't? A lot of things. So it was a beautiful, beautiful, emotional, journey. And I loved that about Rani, and she being a little bit of her innocence, to do the right thing, to be very scared and to do the right thing about everything, and worrying about everybody in the family. Her whole world is a family, but the trauma, what she goes through, it's all like, very beautifully shown. And I'm really, really excited for the people, for the whole world to watch Drishyam 2 now.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, Meena ma'am, for joining us again and for answering that question. Up next, I have a question for Ansiba, and this one is from Avinash from Little Talks. Ansiba, the question is, have you watched other remakes of Drishyam, and whose performance? Oh, this is a nice, tough one.
Oh my God.
Okay, Mohanlal sir, Kamal Hassan sir, Venkatesh sir, Ramachandran sir, Ajay Devgan sir. How can you pick all the best? Tough one, yeah.
Oh my God. Actually, all the remakes came out very well. And I have seen Hindi version, Tamil version, and Telugu version. To be honest, I love my daddy.
Oh, that is so sweet. I think you made a good choice. I think this is a great, great way, of course, to bring in your sister at this point. Thank you so much, Ansiba, for answering that question. And let's take it to Esther. Esther, hi.
Hi.
Esther, this question comes to you from Abita, from Behind the Woods. The question is, you were a little girl in the first part of Drishyam. Over the last 7 years, of course, you've established yourself as a young heroine in the film industry. So what change, did you kind of notice in your character as you were playing this part in the sequel? Tell us.
So, like you said, it was there, like the transition from a child actor to, playing important characters and now heroine. And coming back to Drishyam, like Jeethu uncle said, my character is mostly with the don't care attitude. And most of the time, what she does is that either she fights with her mother, like, I want to wear this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And my sister was all like, please don't fight and, don't talk to your mother like that. And Lal uncle, George Kutty is all like, what am I going to do with these two? So that was, it's something that you get to see in most of the families. Like, once you reach that point, you're a teenager and you have a very carefree life and you don't like anybody controlling. So I think Jeethu uncle narrated it very well. So I think it's a different character altogether when you compare it with Drishyam 1. Because back then she was a kid and she was innocent. So yeah, it was fun. But, there are certain things here and there. Oh my God, I'm not going to say anything. I'm the one who's going to spill things, but no, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. So yeah, that's it. That was about my character.
Well, Esther, thank you so much. And I wish you luck with this sequel and with the rest of, the career as well. Really, thank you for being with us today. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call on Vijay Subramaniam again. Vijay, this is a question for you from Rucha from Forbes. She wants to know, what was your initial reaction when the idea of bringing Drishyam to Amazon Prime Video was proposed?
My first reaction was, it was one of shock and awe, frankly.
Okay.
Because Jacob and Antony, Chetan, we know each other pretty well. And I thought they were joking, quite honestly. That was my first instinct. And then when we sat down to analyze the situation and the opportunity and everything else, we realized just what an amazing way to kick off 2021 this would be. In many ways, this film is not just a part of the Malayalam storytelling canon. I mean, the given that it's been made in so many languages, the movie is, has captured the hearts of so many people. I know so many folks who went and saw the original Malayalam version because they had seen the Hindi one. And so when of course, when this was announced itself, there was a lot of palpable excitement around the title, and, you could see the chatter around it. And so when Laletan and Jeethu agreed to actually give us the opportunity to premiere it worldwide, I mean, we were elated. Again, it's a great piece of content. It has world-class talent and creators behind it, coming from a world-class production company. And it's one of those stories that people have kind of always spoken about when they talk about great quality entertainment, right? One way or another, Drishyam features, in these conversations. So I was elated. The team was. And I must admit, while we have a lot of, rigor that we put into the way we evaluate and decide on how to pick our titles. This was one title where everybody knew about what it's all about or had an expectation of what it could be and so on and so forth. So this is one of those a few films that didn't really require a detailed synopsis to get the team excited.
I can totally imagine. Yes, because we're fans first, and then of course we're doing everything else. The movies unite us, and that's why we're all here today. And thank you so much to everybody. This brings us to the end of our press meet. It's been an absolute pleasure and one of my most memorable moments as a fan, sharing screen space with all these wonderful people today. Well, as Vijay, of course, takes leave at this point, I really thought we could end, but I'm sorry, guys. I can't let you go. The wonderful media is just not letting us go without a couple more questions to Mohanlal, sir. So, sir, I'm going to have you with me once again. This is a question that comes, of course, from Indian Express. Quite an interesting question. In a career spanning over 3 decades, you've given us so many memorable characters and cinematic moments, and still you continue to surprise us every time. How is it that you do this? You connect with so many characters and so many varied emotions. Today, you'll have to tell us the secret, please. So, can I request you to just unmute yourself? Thank you. Sorry, sir. Just could I please request you to unmute yourself? Thank you, sir.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
You want to know how I am doing such things?
Yes.
I call it as a blessing. I think some unknown energy is getting me. There's no proper answer for this. Maybe I trust my directors, my scriptwriters, my colleagues, and my fans, and people who love movies. It could be the reason. Otherwise, how can I say? It's a blessing to be in this magic for the last 43 years, and still I am continuing. I think my movies, that is the secret of my success. The kind of movies I am doing, the kind of directors who are using me as an actor, those are the things. Otherwise, I am not able to say how. It's a $1 million question. and I am not able to answer. To be very, very honest. I'm also honest with this answer.
Well, thank you, sir, for that. But, I have a feeling that for our friends, who do speak Malayalam, it would be really incomplete to do this press conference today without hearing that beautiful language. I'm a Tamilian, okay, but my mom's from Panakkal. So I grew up, listening to, watching the movies. I would love it if you can actually tell the fans, to look forward to this sequel coming up. But please do it in Malayalam for us.
Drishyam എന്ന സിനിമ ശരിക്കും മലയാള ഭാഷയുടെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മലയാള സിനിമയുടെ ഭാഷ ഒരു റെവലേഷൻ ആയിരുന്നു, ഒരു വെളിപാടായിരുന്നു. ചേഞ്ച് നമ്മുടെ ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ഒരു ക്രൈം ത്രില്ലർ സ്വഭാവത്തിനെ മാറ്റിയൊരു സിനിമയാണ്. അത് ഭയങ്കര സക്സസ്ഫുൾ സിനിമയായി. അതിൻ്റെ അകത്ത് ഉള്ളത് ഒരു ലവാണ്, ഇമോഷൻസ് ആണ്, ഫാമിലി ബോണ്ടിങ് ആണ്. അപ്പൊ അതിൽ ഒരാള് അയാളുടെ ഫാമിലിയെ സേവ് ചെയ്യുന്നു എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഒരു എന്താ പറയുന്നത്, അത് അയാളുടെ റൈറ്റാണ്, അയാളുടെ ഫാമിലിയെ പ്രൊട്ടക്ട് ചെയ്യാന്നുള്ളത്. ആൻഡ് ജോർജ് കുട്ടി അതിനെ ഭംഗിയായിട്ട് നിർവഹിച്ചു. പക്ഷേ ജോർജ് കുട്ടി അത് നിർവഹിച്ചാലും ഇപ്പൊ ഇവര് ക്രൈം ചെയ്ത ആൾക്ക് എപ്പോഴും മനസ്സിൽ അതിന്റെ ഭീതി ഉണ്ടാകുന്നതാണ്. അപ്പൊ ജോർജ് കുട്ടിക്കും ആ ഫാമിലിക്കും ആ ഭീതിയുണ്ട്, ആ പേടിയുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് ദൃശ്യം 2 ഉണ്ടായത്. പക്ഷെ അത് ഈ ദൃശ്യം 2-ലും ജോർജ് കുട്ടി അത് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്തിരുന്നോ, അതിനെ പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചിരുന്നോ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഫാമിലിക്ക് എന്താണ് സംഭവിക്കുന്നതെന്ന് അറിയാൻ ഉള്ള ആകാംക്ഷ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഉണ്ട്. ലോകത്ത് ഈ സിനിമ കണ്ട എല്ലാവർക്കും ഉണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ അതിനെ ഏറ്റവും മനോഹരമായിട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവരിക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വലിയ ചലഞ്ചായിരുന്നു. ആ ചലഞ്ചിനെ ഏറ്റവും ഭംഗിയായിട്ട് ജിത്തു, ഇതൊരു ഇന്റലിജന്റ് ഫിലിം എന്നാണ് കണ്ട ആൾക്കാർ. ഭയങ്കര ബുദ്ധി ഉപയോഗിച്ച ഒരു സിനിമ. ജോർജ് കുട്ടി സാധാരണ മനുഷ്യനാണ്. പക്ഷെ അതാണ് ഞാൻ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞത്, ജോർജ് കുട്ടി ഞാൻ ഇത്രയും 340 സിനിമ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിലും അതിലെ ക്യാരക്ടേഴ്സിനെ കുറിച്ച് എനിക്കൊരു ധാരണ. പക്ഷെ ജോർജ് കുട്ടി, ദൃശ്യത്തിലെ ജോർജ് കുട്ടിയെ കുറിച്ച് എനിക്കൊന്നും പറയാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല ആസ് എ പേഴ്സൺ, ആസ് എൻ ആക്ടർ. കാര്യം അയാളുടെ മനസ്സിലൂടെ എന്താണ് പോകുന്നത് ഈ സിനിമ കാണുമ്പോൾ കുറച്ച് കൂടുതൽ മനസ്സിലാവും. കാര്യം ജോർജ് കുട്ടിയുടെ ഒരു എമോഷനും അയാൾക്ക് കാണിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അയാൾ ഭയങ്കര ഒരു സപ്രസ്ഡ് ആണ്. അകത്ത് എന്താണ് പാറ പോലെ ഉറച്ചു നിൽക്കുകയും പുറത്തൊരു മയിൽപ്പീലിയാകുകയും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പുറത്ത് ഒരു പാറ പോലെ ഉറച്ചു നിൽക്കുകയും അകത്ത് മയിൽപ്പീലിയാകുക എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന ഒരു ധർമ്മമാണ്. കാര്യം എന്റെ മനസ്സിലുള്ള എക്സ്പ്രഷൻ അല്ല ജോർജ് കുട്ടി പിടിയെ കാണിക്കുന്നത്. കാര്യം അയാൾക്ക് ഒരു തരത്തിലും പിടികൊടുക്കാൻ പാടില്ല. അയാൾക്ക് അയാളുടെ ഫാമിലിയെ സേവ് ചെയ്യണം. അത് അയാളുടെ ഫാമിലിയെ സേവ് ചെയ്യുമോ, അയാൾ സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ആയി മാറുമോ എന്നൊക്കെ തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ഈ നിങ്ങൾ സിനിമ കണ്ടിട്ട് തീരുമാനിക്കും. നല്ല സിനിമയായിരിക്കും എന്നാണ് എന്റെ പ്രതീക്ഷ.
Thank you, sir. And what you said, of course, resonated. I'll tell you, when he said George Kutty Sadhara Manushyalle, which means he's not an ordinary man. Let's keep that in mind. And Drishyam too, Sadhara Param or film illa. So I hope I've said it correctly. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic press meet this has been. It has been such a pleasure and one of my personal memorable moments of my life, sharing screen space with all of you wonderful creators. Thank you so much for joining us. And just for my friends from the media, don't forget to download the press kit on the way out. And of course, don't forget Drishyam 2 streaming exclusively on Amazon Prime Video on the 19th of February 2021. This is me, your host Rohini, signing off. Stay home and stay safe. Bye-bye.